Get ready for a war in the welterweight division, because this Saturday, two of boxing's hardest hitters are about to collide in a showdown that could shake up the entire sport. Jaron Boots Ennis is putting his IBF title on the line against the dangerous and undefeated WBA champion Eimantas Stanionis, and boxing fans everywhere are holding their breath to see who walks away with the crown. But while Ennis is getting a hometown edge fighting in Atlantic City, not everyone's convinced that will be enough to save him from Stanionis' relentless power. Chris Algieri, a respected voice in boxing commentary, isn't sugarcoating the situation. He believes that Ennis is walking into one of the toughest fights of his career. Despite the advantage of fighting on the East Coast, just a short drive from Ennis' home city of Philadelphia, Algieri warns that Stanionis brings a mix of strength, stamina, and skill that could completely overwhelm Boots. And if that happens, no amount of crowd support will be enough to turn things around in the ring. Algieri points to Ennis' past struggles against Chukhadzhian as a red flag. In both of their fights, Chukhadzhian managed to frustrate and outbox Ennis for long stretches, exposing gaps in his technique. Ennis only survived thanks to his punching power, but against someone like Stanionis, who not only has technical skills but also hits even harder, those same mistakes could cost him dearly. According to Algieri, everything Chukhadzhian did to throw Boots off rhythm, Stanionis can do better, and with more aggression. This fight is more than just another title defense. It's a true clash between the best of the best. Algieri calls Ennis and Stanionis the top two welterweights in the game today. Both still young, hungry, and in their physical prime. This is the kind of matchup that boxing fans live for. No gimmicks, no easy wins, just two warriors putting everything on the line of the unification belt. The outcome will reshape the landscape of the 147-pound division, possibly launch one fighter in the superstar. But behind the scenes, there's pressure building on Ennis. When he first signed a multi-fight deal with Matchroom, his promoter, Eddie Hearn, hyped him up as a but that hype was cool. Ennis' underwhelming performances against Chukhadzhian and David Avanesian didn't impress Hearn or the fans. Now the spotlight is even hotter and the expectations heavier. If Boots doesn't show up looking sharp and dominant, it could be his last chance to prove he's the real deal. A win would silence all the doubts. A loss? It might close doors that were once wide open. The stakes for this fight couldn't be higher for Jaron Boots Ennis. He's not just defending his IBF welterweight title. He's fighting for his reputation, his momentum, and possibly his entire career trajectory. Ever since joining Matchroom Boxing with major fanfare, Ennis has been touted as the future of the welterweight division, but that hype has slowly dimmed due to his last few performances, which didn't live up to the expectations. If he fails to dominate Stanionis, or worse, if he loses, critics will question whether Boots really belongs in the conversation with the elite names of the sport. On the other side, Eimantas Stanionis has everything to gain. While he may not have received the same level of media attention as Ennis, hardcore boxing fans know how dangerous and technically sound he is. Stanionis is powerful, patient, and calculated. He doesn't rush his work, and when he sees an opening, he takes full advantage. This is the kind of opponent that can turn Ennis' flashy style into a disadvantage. If Boots gets careless or overly confident, Stanionis could make him pay dearly with a perfectly timed counter or a relentless attack that could end the fight early. Stylistically, this matchup is intriguing. Ennis loves to switch stances, throw flashy combinations, and look for explosive knockouts. But Stanionis thrives in a war of attrition. He pressures his opponents, closes the distance, and punishes them to the body until their will breaks. If the fight goes into the later rounds, many believe Stanionis will start to take over with his grinded-out approach. That's why conditioning, focus, and in-ring discipline will play such a big role. One mental lapse from either fighter could instantly shift the momentum. There's also a psychological layer to this fight. Ennis knows the boxing world has high expectations for him. He's been called the next superstar, and even compared to legends like Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. But hype can become a heavy burden, especially when your recent performance